Hello, my honeys. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle, and welcome to another channeled message. I hadn't planned on recording another channeled message until later today or even tomorrow morning, but Spirit was like, channel this right now. I have something to talk about. And we have to listen when Spirit says that because Spirit's just like, something's on my mind. So, uh, you're going to have, my honeys, 3 groups. And the avatars for these groups were very unique. Spirit said to put some form of money for every group. You can listen to one group, you can listen to all the groups. The timestamps will be in the description box below. And before we go any further, just thank you to all of my subscribers. Oh my goodness, you are making this in such a beautiful community. I really love to read all of your comments, and I really do appreciate all your continued support. If you're brand new here, I am Kamara. I'm the Black Dove Oracle. I do channeled messages, and I also do tarot readings. Sometimes I show my face, sometimes I don't. This will be a moment where I do not. So hopefully you like to take a seat or just relax and listen to whatever group you have selected, and we will get started. So let's go to group number 1. Hello, group number 1. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. If you just click the timestamp, then this is a channeled message regarding your money issue. Now, Spirit said in terms of some instructions for listening to this particular channeled message, first of all, Spirit wants you to know that you are always in abundance, and that sometimes what's appearing as a lack of abundance is just something that we have to shift our mindset around, or we have to take some different actions that we're not currently taking. But Spirit wants you to know that you are inherently abundant, and that if there are money blocks, this message hopefully will guide you in a particular way. But also know I'm not a financial advisor. I do not deal with money. I'm not a bookkeeper or CPA or any of those people. So please consult with those people before making any kind of life-changing decisions around your finances. This message is for informational purposes only. All right, my honeys. So, group number 1, a channeled message regarding your money issue. Well, I think it might be prudent to figure out what exactly might be the money issue, what might be the energy. So let's do a quick energy check. And that way you'll know if this is your group or not. We have the King of Cups upright, we have the Hierophant in reverse, and we have the Ace of Wands upright. Spirit said to pick a few tea leaf cards. We have a handshake, a meeting with a stranger may be important. We have a fan, romance, celebration, party. And we have throne, position of authority. At the bottom of the deck is chair filled. Someone is entering your life. So group number 1, what Spirit is showing me here is that you may be experiencing currently money issues around some kind of leadership step you have yet to take. For some of you, this could be a promotion that you have yet to either accept or apply for. But Spirit is saying that there's some part of you that at a deeper psychological level, group number 1, does not always feel like you deserve to have money. Even though you may want money, Spirit is pointing to something at the psychological level, maybe that's tied to religion or a spiritual belief, that you should not strive or seek out money. And it's a deep feeling that you have. It might have been one that you were raised around, but Spirit is also showing that there is, for group number one, an opportunity coming your way. But this opportunity could be blocked by this belief of yours, group number one. Now, some of you, Spirit is saying, may not think at the conscious level you hold this belief. But if you examine some patterns in your life around money, Spirit is saying here that you may have experienced some kind of self-sabotage. Like whenever there's an opportunity, something comes up and you can't apply for it, or you can't show up to something, or you may forget to pay a particular bill that leaves you with a huge fee. There's something of a self-sabotaging behavior that Spirit says correlates with the unconscious belief that you do not deserve to be well off. Maybe for some of you, wealthy. But Spirit is showing that you have an amazing talent, group number one. In fact, either you sing, you do something with your voice. You might sing, you might do a podcast, you might speak for a living. There's something that you do that helps people really overcome some emotional hurdles they have. You might give very good advice, group number one. And there's a number of people who said that they can just listen to you all day because they love the advice that you give. They love the heart and the compassion in which you give it. And there's been a number of people, group number one, that have reached out to you, maybe, in an email message, or they might have attempted to comment on something that you were talking about on social media. There seems to be someone who's trying to reach out to you because they want a collaboration. And this is funny, but Spirit is saying for some of you, you might be thinking this person wants to have some kind of romantic collaboration, but and Spirit is saying maybe your sixth sense is telling you that's true, but there is something before that, there's something very lucrative possibly with partnering with this person. This is a person who has a lot of authority. And there's someone who either you just met, or there's somebody that you will be meeting in the near future, group number one. So, in some ways, Spirit is pointing to how many of your money issues have to do around self-imposed beliefs or self-imposed actions. Sometimes in your life, group number one, you're not really taking the energy of temperance when it comes to dealing with your finances. And Spirit says there's no mistake that for group number one, there's a lot of credit cards in the avatar picture, because Spirit is saying here that you tend to spend sometimes emotionally, that sometimes you want things that you don't actually have the cash money for. And so you'll find some room on a credit card and you'll say, no, I just want this. This will make me happy. This will make it so that I can do this other thing. And Spirit just wants you to take a look at some of those patterns, some of those behaviors, because there is something here that is seeking to help you balance your financial life. Because Spirit is pointing here, group number one, that your finances really shouldn't be at the forefront of your goals. meaning you just want a job so you can make money, or you just want this opportunity so you can make money. Spirit is saying that it's important for you to follow your passion, and your passion will lead you directly to the amount of money that you need. So, Spirit, in many ways, are saying they want you to focus on your skill, your talent, this thing that you create. For some of you, this is again around your voice. Spirit is also advising that your money issues, group number one, may come from spending money on someone. Spirit says I shouldn't put it in a judgment, but you are maybe sometimes spending money on someone just in hopes that you could impress them, maybe in hopes of keeping them around. This is very specific because Spirit is saying it's not all of group one, but there is someone in group number one who, not that you want to buy someone's affection, but they're typically, when this person's around, you like to, maybe your love language, this is what Spirit is saying. Maybe your love language is gift giving, but Spirit is saying that there are times when you should really consider the kinds of gifts you're able to give, and that gifts are not only material things, that you can give someone the gift of your time. You can give someone a gift that's more sentimental than it is high in price tag. So that's very specific, but group number one was pointing to someone who likes to impress people with gifts, maybe expensive ones. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's someone that you romantically like. You may be invited to your friend's kid's first birthday party and you're like, let me give them the most expensive gift. Or your sister or your brother, your little nephew is having a birthday party and you're saying, I'm going to give the most expensive gift. And there's something there that Spirit is saying to just look at, to just monitor what it would mean to give from the heart instead of always from the perspective of outdoing others. Okay? So let's ask what Spirit's advice is. If that kind of resonates with you, let's see what Spirit's advice is for you, group number one. I mean, that was a long energy check, but I guess you would know if this is your group by now. So Spirit is saying to not allow your negative emotions that kind of drive you to spend emotionally. Don't allow those feelings to fester. Don't allow something that you're angry or frustrated about to drive you to just buy things to kind of address these feelings. Instead, work them out with whoever you need to work them out with or whatever the situation is. Spirit is saying that for someone, there's a lot of frustration at work. Maybe there's a feeling that you're not getting the recognition you need to get, group number one. Maybe you're having a hard time or a difficult time dealing with particular coworkers. And Spirit says by the time Friday rolls around or your day off, you're just wanting to check out. You're just wanting to break out the credit card and see what small thing you could buy. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a t-shirt, but there's something there where Spirit is saying these things start to add up. And what before you know it, you're maxed out these credit cards and there's little else for you to do in terms of addressing the emotions that drove you to spend the money in the first place. So Spirit is saying here that if you heal this kind of emotional situation that it actually would improve your financial situation. This is what Spirit is saying. You would actually find improvement if you addressed the underlying emotional issues. There's people who eat emotionally, but for group number one, Spirit is pointing out that you spend emotionally. And this may be that you have to focus on what your true needs are, and they may not be wrapped up in material things, group number one. Because maybe you have a desire to have a more emotionally fulfilling relationship, or maybe you have a desire to find new friends, or maybe you have a desire to enter into a brand new career. Spirit is saying that when you connect with your true desires, not just the immediate ones, not the ones that are kind of more impulsive, that you're going to find that you're going to become blessed with new opportunities. Just like the one that's at the beginning here. There is someone who has an opportunity for you, someone who's actually seeking you out right now, group number one. So Spirit is saying, make sure you're checking emails, make sure you're checking voicemails, text messages, but you will know this person because they are in some kind of authority. Maybe they own a business, maybe they are in some kind of leadership position, but this person wants to work with you. And yes, for some of you, there could be some kind of energy around romantic interest, but Spirit is saying not necessarily. You may end up meeting this person at a party or some kind of celebration, or you have previously met them at a party or a celebration. So group number one, Spirit is kind of pointing to a couple of different scenarios, but this would have been a fairly new acquaintance, they're saying. So let's see if there's any other closing messages here for you, group number one. Yeah, because Spirit is pretty positive that if you allowed for yourself to address what's emotionally underneath, you are going to find yourself in a Queen of Pentacles energy. Because there's something that's unconsciously holding you back from the success that's actually knocking at your door, group number one. And Spirit is saying that is creating some blocks in your money right now. But if you decide to just tap into the things that you really want to do, allow for yourself to receive opportunities, and Spirit is saying you could say yes or no to those opportunities, but hear them out. And to understand that not everything around money, finances, and prosperity is luck. Some of it is around strategy. Some of it is around being able to plan and set goals and really come to terms with what it is that you desire and not feel ashamed for wanting extra money, for wanting to charge more for your talents and skills, because this is how you honor those gifts. And group number one, Spirit is saying here, you could really do with a change in mindset when it comes to money, especially when it comes to your deservability. You do deserve to be well taken care of, and you do deserve to be financially stable. So group number one, if you resonated with any or part of this channeled message, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Or if you have not joined this wonderful new community we're forming here at the Black Dove Oracle, this is your invitation to subscribe to this channel and click that bell, because you'll get notified when I upload new channeled messages and tarot readings. Thank you so much, group number one. Hello, group number 2. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle, and welcome to your channeled message regarding your money issue. So, group number 1 was very interesting, and group number 2, just a little recap of what I said at the beginning of group number 1, which is that Spirit wants you to know that your abundance is your divine inheritance. And so, you could never be in lack unless there's something in your own mind that's keeping you in a state of doubt when it comes to your prosperity. Spirit wants to know that you're always abundant and that this 3D just requires for us to make decisions, to strategize, to collaborate, to restore things, to look at some of our own behavior when it comes to generating money. So Spirit says they understand. Sometimes it's hard to change some of these habits, but hopefully this message will be of assistance to you. Please know that I am not giving financial advice, and you should seek out someone who's qualified and certified and licensed in those areas to provide you financial issues, financial resolutions on financial issues. Okay, so group number 2. Let's do a little bit of an energy check to see if this is actually your group. Spirit is saying, group number 2, that you have been working really hard lately because you are investing in something that you are hoping is going to bring you a bit of a windfall. So Spirit is saying that you have been cultivating this idea, putting a lot of your time and your energy into it. One is because you're not feeling like you are quite yet satisfied or in a state of true success. And so Spirit is saying here that your goal is to be on top of that wheel of fortune, to bring in the kind of wealth that you desire so that you can have the life that you desire, group number 2. You may be working really hard right now. This is what Spirit is saying. Maybe you're burning the midnight oil. Maybe you are taking up a lot of the burden. If you are partnering with someone, you are kind of taking up a lot of the task. If you are just a solo operation, you're doing everything from planting the seeds to nourishing the seeds to propagating the seeds to harvesting the seeds. So Spirit wants you to know, group number 2, that it definitely, the universe sees how hard you're working on this particular project of yours. And they're saying that you're really hoping for some kind of change in your situation, and you're just deciding to put your nose to the grindstone. And maybe for a small group of you, this may have to do with an upcoming child that will be born. So maybe you're pregnant, maybe your partner is pregnant, and you are looking at trying to make sure that the finances are there. And Spirit is saying here that maybe you've even had people in your extended family, maybe your parents, offering to lend you money, offering you to help you all out, maybe to help you all out find a house, or maybe to help you all out just financially in general. And Spirit is saying that you may be turning this kind of offer down, and this offer actually could assure you, group number 2, some success in the short term in terms of working on your plans and really helping you with not having to work so hard. Spirit is showing me someone who is pregnant but also trying to work as many hours as they can, and that might just end up in in a situation that Spirit's pointing out that you don't want to be in, like very exhausted, very tired. But Spirit is saying here, if this is your group number 2, and it doesn't only have to be pregnancy. You could be just working on a new project. You could be really want to pouring a lot of your energy into a new business. But either way, Spirit is saying something big is about to change. Yeah. I think that you may have gone through or currently are going through a lot of up and downs financially, group number 2. And Spirit says a big change is on the horizon. The universe sees how hard you're working. The universe acknowledges that there's been some bumps in the road, there's been some hiccups, and the cash flow may be a little bit tight, and you might be worried about that, group number 2. So, what is Spirit's advice? First of all, to be in more of a King of Swords energy, meaning stay logical. Don't start to get anxious and have your mind just go in a lot of different negative directions. Spirit is saying is actually very important right now, group number 2, to remain very positive. When it comes to the energy of money, Spirit is saying here, group number 2, that you should declare and act as if it is already there for you. And you should talk about money not in the deficit, but in the growth. So I think what Spirit is saying here is to stop saying I'm broke or I don't have any money, and instead say, my money's committed right now. I wish I could help you loan some of it to you, but currently I'm on a budget. My money's committed right now to my projects, and when I'm able to help you, I will. Instead of saying I'm broke too, I really wish I had the money, because that is putting your energy into a place of lack. And Spirit says we are at a critical moment, group number 2, where all the work you've been putting in, some of you even spiritually have been putting in terms of mindset, you really need to be careful about how you speak, because your speech, your words, Spirit is pointing out to me, group number 2, manifest directly what you say. Spirit's advice here: look past all of the incapabilities and instead focus on everything that has been achieved so far. So Spirit is saying that a gratitude practice, maybe 100 things that you write in your journal every morning, every evening, that you're grateful for. And to know that any kind of hiccup is not defining you, group number 2. It's just how the 3D is trying to adjust situations to make sure your prosperity is there in a complete fashion, a whole fashion. So Spirit wants you to understand that some things, in terms of timing, in terms of the kinds of opportunities you're getting, it's a delicate situation, and to know that any difficulties will be passing very soon. And it's important for you to keep a very positive outlook in regards to your money issues. Let's see what else Spirit is advising. Spirit is pointing out to me, just before I move on, with this King of Swords card I'm looking at. This King of Swords has an eagle holding on to its left wrist, and it has a bow. This energy has a bow with arrows. It's holding a bow in its right arm. There's some action, group number 2, that you need to create to address around a creative project. That eagle, it's something like Spirit is saying it might be taxes. There may be something that has to do with the government, and it might be taxes that you need to look into. Maybe there is something that you're supposed to receive in terms of a refund, or Spirit is saying for a few of you, you may want to watch out and make sure that you are paying things on time. I don't know why it's just kind of stuck that out. So if you have some kind of tax situation or some situation you're not even sure if you're receiving money or you owe money, Spirit is saying it may behoove you to find out. So Spirit is also saying that to just be careful around projecting your current money issues onto other people. And Spirit is saying this might be specific, but someone in group number 2 wants other people to share in their, and it might be at the unconscious level, y'all, but you want people to share in your anxiety around lack. And Spirit is saying here that it is best for you to just keep the conversations light. No need to go into your deepest fears and worries, because those things have not been proven with the King of Swords to have happened. And that Spirit is wanting you to know that when we're anxious, we're thinking about the future. When we're depressed, we're thinking about the past, which is why Spirit is advising here, group number 2, to stay very present. Because in the present moment, you are able to practice more empathy, see a direction that maybe you haven't taken before. You can be more self-aware in this place. And you can even tap into some other energy reserves that you have to pour more into some of your ideas, group number 2. So Spirit is saying here that it's going to be important, group number 2, that one, you watch your language. Don't affirm the negative. Spirit is also saying that while you work hard, work smarter, not harder. That's what I'm hearing from Spirit. That there are some ways in which you could cut the amount of time that you're working in half. And that you might just need to take some time to yourself, group number 2, to understand what that is, or to look at your process and evaluate it and change it. Spirit is saying that there's something big you're about to change. It could be your mindset around money, but it could also be something in the way that you are doing something. Because Spirit is pointing to you overlooking some kind of shortcut, overlooking some kind of, I'm hearing in some cases, a check that you either forgot to cash, or a check that you forgot was coming towards you, a check that you may need to circle back with someone else to make sure it was sent. So there's something about a check here. But for the most part, Spirit is saying here that if you continue to work hard, what's coming down the pike is quite rewarding when it comes to your money, group number 2. But it's important to understand that even in difficult times, we just put our head down and we start working until what we really want to appear happens. We don't bless it away by saying and affirming we're broke or we don't have anything. And so group number 2, Spirit is saying right now that you are the master manifester. What you say and believe comes true. The universe has no choice but to listen to you, group number 2, when it comes to what it is you're calling into your life. So Spirit is saying here, that is why you have to be very careful with what you're calling in. Are you calling in wealth and prosperity? Or are you calling in lack and less? So, group number 2, if you resonated with any or part of this message, could you please give me a thumbs up? It's a way that you can help me grow this brand new channel. If you like the way that I channel messages and want to stay connected, please consider subscribing to this brand new channel. And if you click that bell, you'll get notified when I upload new channeled messages as well as tarot readings. So, thank you so much, my honeys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group number 3. Let's put that on group number 3. Okay. How are you, group number 3? This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle, and this is a channeled message regarding your money issue. Some things that Spirit wanted me to pass along is that you are inherently abundant, and that many times when we're experiencing some kind of setback in the 3D regarding money, it has to do with just some actions we need to take, maybe changing our mindset, maybe changing where we're placing our energy. And so, Spirit is saying that they're hoping this message will be helpful for you, group number 3. If you do have some major financial decisions to make, please make sure you consult with someone who is qualified, certified, licensed to help you with those major money issues. Okay, so let's see what Spirit wants to say, group number 3. Sometimes the first part of this is a vibe check, kind of just giving you a little overall energy on what group number 3 may be experiencing right now financially. Let's see. What is the money issue? Interesting. Wow. Spirit is showing me group number 3 that you're refusing some kind of offer, some kind of leadership offer. Yeah, there is some kind of new job, some kind of new career opportunity that you are not either accepting, which could be like maybe your current job or organization wants to promote you to a different position, but maybe you don't want it. Or Spirit is saying that you're focused elsewhere and you're not seeing something that is quite literally being handed to you. You're faced in a different direction. This thing has the possibility to make you quite well known, group number 3. It could you could gain a lot of visibility with this particular job. But right now you're in an upside down King of Wands energy. Very interesting. I think when I think of the King of Wands in an upside down, there's something about maybe your pride. There's something about you feeling like you should be able to do something on your own and you don't need this job, you don't need this assistance. There's a little bit of pride here. And Spirit is saying there may be, I'm getting this and it's very specific, but group number 3, Spirit is saying here that it has something to do with traveling. It has something to do with working outside of the country you're currently in. Another way I'm seeing it, because this King of Wands is wearing a shirt with a lion on it, it may come to a real clear decision you need to make during the Lion's Gate, which is the 888 portal, which I will be doing a reading on, group number 3. But right now, there is an opportunity for you, but you are refusing it because you want to create your own way. You are very clear that you want to do this. Maybe you don't want to work for someone. Maybe you don't want to work with a particular person. But Spirit is saying here that there's a huge possibility that this will not, the things that you are waiting on to happen your way, group number 3, you may end up being disappointed with, because in some way this is more of a situation that you don't see all the angles. That's what Spirit is showing me, group number 3, that maybe you're being presented with some kind of viewpoint on an opportunity that says, hey, if you go and invest, we're just doing this as an example, all this money on this particular cryptocurrency, that for sure you're going to get these returns. And Spirit is saying that that's not necessarily so. It's something about Spirit saying that in some cases, when the King of Wands is in reverse, there's a lack of willing to put your own energy forward to make something happen. That you may be looking for something to just land in your lap, or you're looking for luck, or you're looking for, an easier way. And, yeah, I think with the Page of Swords, there's going to be, you're being asked here, group number 3, to be more logical and grounded about the things that you want. And sometimes what is required is the hard work, the effort. I was channeling that earlier before, when Spirit was telling me you need to sit down and take this channeled message. Spirit was saying someone out there, they just want the money issues to be resolved with a quick fix. And that's not a quick fix. You actually have to roll up your sleeves and get to work. There is no magical method that's going to pour money into your account. There is no magical, social media scheme that's going to have you make loads of money from any kind of social media platform overnight. It's like Spirit is saying here, group number 3, to don't throw good money after bad ideas. And there are many people out here who advertise and claim on even YouTube that you should follow their $1 million method because they made $1 million in 30 days. And Spirit is just saying those things are usually highly unique, if at all true. So, group number 3, what is Spirit really advising for you here? Yeah, it's like the very first thing. It says, don't allow for yourself to be taken for granted or to be taken. That's how I was even reading it. So there's somebody out there that's trying to sell you a swamp in Florida, group number 3. There's someone out there that's trying to claim that all of their methods are worth the money that they're charging you to find out about. And, Spirit is saying here, group number 3, that we are in late stage capitalism. Everybody is selling everything. And to understand that in our society, there is just money and schemes for making money. It's at the highest, what I want to say, it's at a high rate right now. The number of people who are trying to sell ideas, who are trying to sell schemes. And what Spirit wants you to know is that they understand you're tired of maybe struggling with money issues. But it's time to make decisions and look at the long term, not just the short term. And to understand that when we plant a seed in the soil, we don't go and dig it up and ask, why has it not sprouted? We know then that we've interrupted its cycle of growth. So we nurture that seed while it's in the ground. We give it water. We make sure it has sunlight. And that translates to any ideas that you have. They should be planted first. They should be nurtured. You should do the education and everything that you need to do to be the proper recipient of the windfall that it promises. But you got to allow it to grow. You've got to put the work in. And so what you are being advised is just to know that you are worthy of all of the prosperity, the money that you deserve, group number 3. But to also know that sometimes what the universe is calling for us to do is put our energy and effort quite literally into seeding that idea, making it happen, and not betraying ourselves with quick fixes and scammers. So, yeah, there's something here about even the avatar being gold coins. And sometimes Spirit is pointing to me fool's gold, meaning most definitely check out any claims that anyone has around making money before you give them money, which is how they're making money. You know what I'm saying? So, group number 3, I hope this was a message that you could utilize. I hope it's helpful. If you do resonate with any of it, can you please give me a thumbs up? And if you like the way that I read and you want to stay connected to these channeled messages and tarot messages, please consider subscribing to this channel and giving me a thumbs up if you like the message. And from there, group number 3, we will see each other in the next reading. Thanks so much.